We move to Marriage Toxin, episode 2. And it starts with an explanation of masters, and those that hone their killing art are called masters, and after generations of honing their abilities, they create modified bloodlines. And it has some flashes of other masters, and we can see Bugmaster, and some Violin Master Lady, and the Water Master, and Garrow.
True. Water Master looks cool.
Yeah, I wonder who that is. Wink.
Winky face.
Cuts to May telling Garrow to meet at the Avocado Oceanic Art Gallery tomorrow. And Garrow is like, what about my charm? And May is like, don't worry about it. Just be there or be square. Garrow shows up and May is late, but then rolls up all dolled up and everyone is like, oh shit, look at that hottie. And May grabs Garrow's hand and is like, okay, let's go. And Garrow's like, what the fuck? You can't just hold people's hand like that? And May is like, dude, people give me thousands just to hold this hand.
Yeah, I think he's not a smart man. He forgets that she's the master of the wiener.
Yeah, I mean, that's Garrow's weakness, is interaction with ladies.
Well, interaction with anyone, as we've kind of seen. He's awkward as fuck.
Well, I mean, he can talk to Bugmaster and lap up.
Yeah, but like he talks to the Water Master later, and he's like, yo, you a master, I'm a master, let's master together. Let's master it up right here.
Yeah.
But talking to May, he's like, breastplate.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
They go inside the ship, and Garrow is like, oh, this is called a dating spot. And May is like, yep, we're going on a rehearsal date. Because even if you get a date with a girl, you're just going to fuck it up. They look at different art pieces, and Garrow sucks at conversation, but he's trying, and is currently at negative 110 points.
Were you keeping a tally?
Yeah. You were?
Oh, no.
Oh.
No, Greg.
Damn.
Because I don't know the criteria for the test.
Well, May says it. They looked at an art piece, and then Garrow said something stupid, and she's like, negative 100. And then I think Garrow tried to like compliment her or start conversation, and then she gave him another negative 10. So he's at negative 110 right now. Garrow goes to Google how to talk on a date, but May says he doesn't have to impress him, and the best dates are when they both have fun. And Garrow says this is a billion times harder than his Poison Master apprenticeship. But they find a display of the first ever Mixie Mix Zero DIY candy kit that's 40 years old, which is valued at 30 million yen. And Garrow is like, that's too little. I'd pay 5 times that. And May is like, dude, it's just powder in a cup, and walks away and smiles. But Garrow is now looking at another abstract piece, and he's like, this looks interesting at this angle. And he has his head tilted, and May is like, oh, really? And he tilts his head too, and May is like, you get plus 30 points. So he's at negative 80 now. They look over a railing and see some dude just tweaking out, and May is like, what do you think of that guy? And Garrow's like, But then his wife comes out of the bathroom, and all the girls are like, oh shit, look, it's Mr. Shiratori. And May says he's the most popular painter with young people right now. And he's weird as fuck, but no one cares because he's a talented artist.
I just want everyone to stare into the abyss that is Critter's Bodies sign. Look at how fucking jacked that bear cat thing is.
Rodent, I think, because he just talks in like rodent names, because he was just like mouse, gerbil, capybara.
He's the best character the show has so far, and way to go. Except for the hypersexualization of cats and dogs and capybaras and rodents.
Well, that's his art style. You can't.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But May says that talent is basically just as attractive as looks, and Garrow's like, I get it, but I don't have a charm. And May is like, nah, you fucked up 30 gangsters and saved me, so your charm is helping people. And May is like, rescue people and be a bodyguard, and then have them fall for you. Garrow's like, I'm an assassin, though. And May is like, there's nothing saying you can't help people. And it doesn't matter how you get started. The real test is if you can build a happy relationship afterward. And then it shows Shiratori escaping the crowd and getting to his wife. And they run away happily. And then May runs after Shiratori too. And then Garrow looks at a picture of a blonde girl with a caption, "My girl, She's like the sun, yeah. Cuts to later, and that painting has been stolen. And the culprit is Himekawa. And they search the ship, but she's already escaped riding her shark Chomsky and makes it to the shore.
What the fucking point of these hats?
Comic relief.
Yeah, they did it on purpose for comic relief, but like this is just making it like everyone incompetent for fashion.
This is what the captain wants.
Okay.
It's, abstract art style.
My bad.
But she's already escaped riding her shark Chomsky and makes it to the shore, but someone in a deep sea diving suit...
Oh, you forgot the most important thing. She looks at Chomsky and she's like, maybe next time we meet up, it won't be for work.
Wink.
Yeah, and then kisses him on the cheek.
Wink.
Chomsky's like, I'm Chomsky. And then he fucking swims off.
Yeah, I don't think he was just like, I'm a shark, and then just drives away.
He's like, I'm gonna go eat something, you fucking idiot. Get away from me.
But it cuts to Mei and Garo at Yakiniku, and Mei says Garo should save girls who are in a pinch. And she calls it Operation White Knight. And Garo is like, well, I'm not much of a knight. And how am I going to find jobs like that? And Mei is just chowing on all of the meat. Mei shows Garo the dark nav, which is the dark web, where he can find all underhanded jobs, and you can find rescue and bodyguard jobs there. And you've never heard of it? And Garo's like, nah, we go through a broker. And Mei is like, damn, you're old. Garo searches through, and he's like, what about this job? And it's a job to rescue Himekawa. And it cuts to the We Love Himekawa squad, giving a presentation to Mei and Garo about how Himekawa steals paintings from the rich and gives them back to their owners. After the presentation, Mei is like, this gig pays dog shit, but that means there's no competition, and Garo has a chance to get the knight in shining armor. Mei is like, well, you guys are lucky. Garo is the poison master. And they're like, oh fuck, a master? We all have to sell our organs just to pay for the broker fee. And Garo was like, hey, I have one question. Does Himekawa mind guys with glasses?
Is that like a thing?
No, I just think Garo is
an idiot,
inept at relationships, really. And
yeah, but like, I mean, in the real world, I always wonder, are girls like fucking chit-chatting with each other like, oh, he wears glasses though. That means I can't sock him in the face without ruining his eyesight.
Not just girls, but probably like everyone. Like, I don't feel that
everyone has preferences. Yes.
Not even preferences. I would say like prejudices almost, where,
yeah,
like you see the Instagrams, the guys and the girls, where it's just like, oh man, look, hey, little king, you're like 5'3", no girl's gonna want you. And all the girls are like, yeah, 6 feet tall or bigger only, and minimum salary 10 million. And it's like, okay, well, that doesn't really make much sense. And then you'll see guys do it too, where they're just like, oh yeah, like she's got to be blonde, blue eyes, fit, also makes me dinner and does everything for me, and I just really don't do anything, and she's just like perfect, and I'm a loser, but she's got to be into losers like me. And people already have this preconceived idea of what their like perfect partner is before they even actually talk to another individual. So I wouldn't put it past people to not want to be with people with glasses.
Right. And I think it's shallow. Like people for who they are on the inside, so you can get your parts on the inside.
Damn.
Wasn't that profound?
I mean, we moved on to MarriageToxin. We stopped talking about Wisteria.
Fuck, dude. That was so good, Greg.
All right. But it cuts to the captain of the art gallery ship, who has Himekawa, and he's like, why don't you give up thieving and become part of my collection? As he licks the picture of the girl, or the my girl son picture that they recovered.
Yeah. This is all whatever, because he's like, yo, join my harem. But like, also, I was gonna say that he licked tears into the thing, but then they draw attention to it, and I was like, oh, I thought I was being insightful and paying attention.
Well, you were doing great.
Thanks, Greg. You're doing so great, little guy.
Little king. But what are you, like 4'9"?
Yeah, short king.
Himekawa is like, fuck that. You steal from the artists, and I only steal for what I believe in. And then the captain gives a history lesson on the artist, and the picture was a portrait of some dude's, or was it his daughter? I think it was his daughter. It was a portrait of his daughter, and Himekawa promised to bring the portrait back.
The picture was, the mother loved the picture, and the died, and then the daughter loves the picture because it's the only thing that she remembers of her mother.
You had the artist. The artist had a daughter. He painted his daughter, and that's that girl in the painting. And then his daughter married a dude, and then they had a kid, but then she died, and then now this picture is the only thing left that they have of mom/wife. It got stolen by Licking Captain Man.
You really brought it full circle. I'm proud of you. Licking Captain Man.
Himekawa promised to bring the portrait back, but then the captain has Ushio, the person in the diving suit, break her. Cuts to Garo and May infiltrating the ship, and Garo casually split-kicking guards with his hands in his pockets, and May is like, holy shit, maybe I should sit this one out. But Garo looks at him in the eye and is like, no, I need you. I have no clue how to save 10% off of a t-shirt from it-aesthetics.com. And Garo, let me tell you that you use promo code TABC10 or promo code TABC5 to save $5 off, stacking with any other promotion it-aesthetics has on your order. And you can get a shirt like DJ Montague or the shirt that I have on right now. Visit it-aesthetics.com, where you too can save 10% off using promo code TABC10 or a $5 stacking coupon using TABC5 at checkout on your entire order. And if you see Garo, let him know as well.
That was really good, and I was not ready. Golly, Greg, you're such a good segue, dude.
No. Well, if I was a Segway dude professionally, then I would never have a fast pass because it makes $0. My value is nothing.
Greg, accept my appreciation for you and enjoy it. Bask in it.
Can that get me a fast pass?
Let it wash over you like sunshine. Technically, it could.
Ooh. But it cuts to Himekawa getting waterboarded, but the captain is like, hey, we got visitors, Ushio. Go take care of them. And Himekawa's like, if I wanted a kiss, I would have asked your mother. But then the captain is like, well, let's try a different method. Cut back to May and Garo. And Garo is practicing how to ask a girl to marry him. And May is like, dude, fucking stop it. You got to think how the girl feels. And they don't give a shit about your problems. And she's probably scared being trapped here. So what will you say to her? After Garo beats the shit out of a bunch of guards that no one cares about.
I didn't care enough to even take pictures of them.
Yeah. They all had really tall hats. You probably couldn't even tell.
Yeah, they were all the same dude. Tall hats and dead.
But cuts back to Himekawa and the captain is like, I'm going to shoot this painting. And Himekawa is like, no. And he's like, you be part of my collection or else. And she's like, fine, I'll do whatever you want. But then the captain has some sort of hallucination sequence because of Garo's poison, and his hand blows off into painting colors, and then painting Spectre is like, you're a piece of shit. And he's like, no. And Garo's like, I'm a poison master. I'm here to save you. And Himekawa's like, shit, we don't have that kind of money. Did all my men sell their organs? And Garo's like, fuck. And May is like, well, we only planned the intro. But May unties Himekawa, but Ushio rolls up and grabs her. And the captain is like, kill those rats, water master Ushio.
I'm confused. Like, so did he lose an arm?
No, it was just a hallucination.
Because that would have been super sick if you had like a localized poison that just exploded somebody's limb
into rainbows.
Dude, I mean, the picture was the animation was pretty sick for this. So
no, the animation as a whole in the show is really, really good. But Garo shoots up and fights Ushio, but Ushio's like, oops, you're a poison master. Here's my card. Let's settle this another way, teehee. And talks about how she'll 10x his pay. But May is like, oh, look, there's Garoid's steroid. Let me grab that. And Garo yells at her, and Ushio says that with the modified bloodline, the poison master gets strengthened with lethal poison doses. And Garo says Ushio must have a modified bloodline too. And they keep fighting, and Ushio says the Poison Master bloodline makes him faster as he's closer to death. They said some other stuff too. Basically, Ushio was like, hey, we're two masters. This gig is fucking trash. Like, we shouldn't fight each other. But Garo was like, no, I must fight for my princess or whatever. And she's like, that's dumb as fuck. What are you a family man? You work 9 to 5 and then go home and have dinner with your family, you fucking loser? Basically. And then Garo's like, that's what I want. I want to be a loser. But yeah, they fight some more, and Ushio's like, does Himekawa really pay that much, or are you guys dating? And Gero is like, no, we're strangers, but she might mean a lot to me someday, as he starts teeing off on Ushio's face.
All of these things happen in that order.
That's how it ends. That's how episode 2 ends.
He does throw something, and it's all of a sudden explodes her arm. I don't know what poison turns into explosives. I think that's the chemistry master, and he's just the poison master, so it doesn't really make sense to me. But and then he stabs her with his foot sword thing in the face in the exact millimeter 3 times and breaks the glass, and then all the water spills out of her suit, and she's like, oh Lord have mercy.
I busted. I'm not about to. It already happened.
You busted me. Lord have mercy, you busted me open. I like Marriage Toxin. I think it's pretty good. I think of all the shows, so if I were to have to put them in order, I would say Marriage Toxin, and then Demons of the Shadow Realm, and then Wistoria, and then Nippon Sangoku. Of the 4, I mean, I have to put something at the bottom, right? And like the episode was cool, and the animation's really pretty, but I like Wistoria. I like the shonen tropes in Wistoria. I think Wistoria is a good show.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's Marriage Toxin, Nippon Sangoku, Demon Realm, and then Wistoria at the bottom.
Yeah, okay. This is why we're here.
Yeah, I mean, I think all these other shows have a bit more depth, really.
Yeah.
Marriage Toxin, like, doesn't make sense. Because I'm going to say, Wistoria doesn't make sense either. But at least Marriage Toxin, like, knows what it is. It's not making sense, and I think it's meant to not make sense because it's a comedy, and then we're just rooting for this poison master trying to find a wife or whatever. Wistoria already built this world, how it's like wannabe Harry Potter. We have a dungeon with 9 billion floors, mage killer swords. And then you just have a bunch of shit that doesn't even matter. You basically painted Will as some like piece of shit, but then his standard ass regular sword is strong enough to take a fucking like Ultra Hollows mage killer sword and like not just shatter in half immediately, while he saves Shion's 2 lackey dudes that called him laggard for literally every episode in season 1. But then Rosti just gets penetrated by that and then blasts in Will's face as they're getting vaporized. It's like, all right, Marriage Toxin's back.
We've only had 1 season or 2 episodes technically of Marriage Toxins. We had a full season of Wistoria before that though. So there's also that.
You're right.